number 3, how do I? And it's how do I create family traditions that my kids will cherish? So
Well,
it
that's
can
a,
be a
yeah.
tough one because especially I'm starting. I'll have a teenager later this year when he has his birthday come around, and it's starting to get to the point where family activities and are starting to be, he's starting to be like, do I want to? And it's just,
Mhm.
I know it's just going to get worse and worse. And so creating family traditions, it can be like pulling teeth sometimes. Like every year we go to the beach with my in-laws, and every year at the beach, and my kids know it's going to happen, we take pictures, family pictures, our family beach pictures, but they fight us so hard on getting those pictures, and they're like, oh, it always takes forever. I'm like, yeah, because you don't smile, you don't look at the camera and smile, you're sitting there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Making all kinds of faces
Uh-huh.
and poking their brothers, trying to get them all riled up. And just like, if you would just smile at the camera and take the picture, we could be done in like 5 minutes. But no, you have to drag everything out, and it's like takes us half an hour to 45 minutes to finally get one good picture. And yeah.
And
So
you get them with a smile and their eyes are closed.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's the best.
Oh man. But yeah, it's a whole production to get family pictures at the beach. Um,
And you were just at
yeah,
the beach, so are you really this is fresh.
yeah. Well, so not at the beach yet.
Oh, you weren't at the beach yet.
No, this past week, and I'll talk about it more during nerding out. But I was
Okay.
at a water park,
Okay, great.
so
Kind of close.
still water involved.
Yeah.
Swimsuits and water and sun. Um, but yeah, no, I think it can be, and it's going to be different for every family, trying to figure out how to get good lasting traditions. You either got to brainwash them young or get them
Mhm.
to feel like they have input on it. Because if you can get them excited for the family tradition, then you've won,
Yeah.
plain and
Or you get
simple.
or you get them to actually come up with it sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's really fun too.
yeah. When they're old enough to provide more input, then yeah, just be like, hey, what should we do for a tradition? What should we make
That's
a
right.
tradition? Um,
And when they say, "Well, that's stupid," and you go, "What was your idea?" "Okay, it was a great idea." "Oh, well, absolutely."
you suggested it last year. Okay, but it wasn't stupid last year. But this year, it's a little cringe, Dad. Well, suck it up. Oh,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. So, how about what are some traditions in your household, and I guess how did they come
Yeah.
about?
I mean, when I think of, and I think a lot of people do, not everybody, but Christmas is,
Oh yeah.
Hanukkah, whatever, tradition. In our house, Christmas, and I think a lot of houses really full of traditions. And like you said, keeping those traditions alive, or, sometimes they're family events. Maybe, I did this in my parents or did my grandparents' house or whatever. And those passing down traditions are kind of fun, but some of those traditions are not relative today. Um, you know, I mean, so my grandfather, so he was around, he was born, 1908-ish. Anyway, he remembers, so he grew up in, St. Louis, and St. Louis in those days was kind of known as Little Germany because there were so many
Mm.
German immigrants. And he remembered, he was telling the story of him and his cousin during Christmas, they had a Christmas tree, and they would light candles and put them on the Christmas tree,
Oh yeah.
and sit around and sing, and his cousin's job were to hold the water buckets in case the tree caught on fire so they could douse it. And
Yeah.
there is a tradition that was probably best left when the incandescent bulbs came along. But our kids grow. One of my favorites, and one of their favorites for years was you can't go downstairs. So we have our Christmas trees downstairs. We're up, our rooms are upstairs, and so go down. Nobody's getting up. Everyone goes down by them. Nobody by themselves, without mom and dad. And so what we began doing is we would do things like put tape across there, or put string, or put barriers, or this or that. And then it became a really big game. The kids trying to get through and this and that. And it was a lot of fun for them growing up. And then dad even put a motion detector at the bottom. So if they did get through, then I had an alarm that went off. It was like, oh no, they caught us. So it turned into like a Mission Impossible. And it was really fun. And they loved doing it. And then one day they became older teens and they didn't want to wake up. And we have to almost pry them out of bed. But we go down and read we have to read the Christmas story. My kids got really smart, and they, instead of pulling out the full Christmas story, they realized, hey, we've got the kids' Bible, which is like one page. So they're handing it to. So, I mean, these are really fun traditions. I mean, it's just kind of one thing, right? I mean, every family has different traditions. And like you said, whether you go to the beach, I know some people like every year they go to the beach, or every year they do this, or go on these trips. And I think that's a lot of fun and keep them alive. Yeah. But the good thing is they have those memories, and maybe they have kids, or, they continue those.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people get lost in the traditions themselves, and they lose the fact that the traditions, at least in my opinion, should be there to facilitate memories and to facilitate wonderful family times that your kids can reflect on when they're older and things like that.
100%.
And so, yeah. When you were talking about the motion sensors, it made me think of a bit of a cult classic movie that well ahead of its time. Oh shoot, why am I now forgetting the name of the superhero one with
not Mystery Men, right?
Yes,
Mystery Men. Oh 100%. Yeah. All right, great.
I was blanking on it because Kel's character, and I can't remember the actor's actual name. I always think of them as
I haven't seen it for years.
Keenan and Kel. But Kel, his superpower in it is that he can be invisible as long as no one's looking.
As long as no one's looking. It's the best superpower ever.
So, you definitely needed that to get past the motion sensors to see the tree. But yeah, no, my family, they had something similar, although we just had accordion doors that separated our dining room from our living room, and my parents would close the accordion doors, but they'd leave the Christmas tree lights on all night. It's Christmas Eve was the only time they'd leave it on overnight, at least on purpose.
Right.
And so without fail, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, because I'm excited, and I'd go and I just peek, because there was always in my family at least traditionally just one present that didn't get wrapped, and it was just left out by the stocking. So you could go in and you could look and see, and okay, so that's what I got this year. But my parents also had a tradition of, we weren't allowed to even come close to waking them up until 8:00. So,
yeah.
Regardless of how excited we were, we needed to stay in our room until 8, and then we could wake up and start the chaos that was Christmas morning. But
100%, and the cookies and all that had to be put out.
Yep.
Yes. Great.
So, yeah, family traditions. Yeah, like we said, don't get wrapped up on the traditions themselves.
No.
Get wrapped up in the memories.
Absolutely, and yeah, I have all those memories, and they're just the best. And I always have the video recorder out too. But those are the parts you don't have a video recorder. You only have them, that close your eyes, snapshots.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, regardless of what your tradition is, just like my wife
Oh,
said,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
all about
absolutely.
spending the time together as a family and creating memories.
Kelsey is 100% right.